One of my favourite masks is the linear gradient, and I use this one most of the time. It works exactly the same in Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom. Here we're looking at an image taken on a wet day in the forest. We have nice light, but we also have weak tones, and most of those around the edges of the image, which is not unusual. So let's begin by clicking on the mask icon, and we're going to select the linear gradient. When we do that, we can see it appear up at the top right. If I go to the bottom of my image is a little big here. I'm just going to touch my control key and just drop the image down a little bit so that I can click and drag up the bounding box, which is the linear gradient. The bounding box that we can see here is changeable at any time. I can pick up the center and move it in its entirety. I can reselect the bottom red dot and I can reduce its width, or I can expand it here. We can see nicely where the gradient is going to affect the image by that overlay. So if we need to rotate it a little bit, we can do that here too. So as you can see here, we do have quite a bit of control. In addition, if that bounding box gets in the way a little bit, if you just use the V key, we can toggle the bounding box on and off for any of the masks, not just the linear gradient, but all the others too. A new set of sliders open up on the right hand side, and we can make the adjustments we need to the masked area. Remember, we can change the name of the mask by just double clicking, and I could call this my bottom grad. But what I want to do here, I want to darken that base down. So I'm going to click on the exposure. We're going to take that down a little bit, maybe a bit of blacks and a bit of whites up, just to improve the contrast. Of course, I could decide to warm it slightly. All these are going to be personal changes. And one of the things we need to remember with what we're doing here is, let me put more exposure or less exposure into this than we actually want, to be able to demonstrate that once we've done that, we can still move this box. So even when we can see everything that we've changed on the image, we can still make adjustments here. So if we feel that's a little bit high, we can bring it back, we can rotate it. Well, I think you get the idea. Very, very flexible. Let me double click that exposure because I want to put it back roughly where I first decided, something like that. Now, it's not uncommon to want to use more than one linear gradient. So I'm going to select the next one from the blue circle white cross. There it is. But take note of the shortcut key G. Now I'm going to click and drag down the picture, and to speed up this 5-minute video, I'm going to make the changes that I want to input into the top. Now, having done that, my cursor is on the left hand side of the screen. I'm going to touch the G key, click and drag. There is my next linear gradient, and I can make the changes there too. And finally, my cursor is on the right hand side, so touching the G key again, click and drag. There I've got my last linear gradient in place. Now, as I present the image to you a bit larger on screen here, remember we've spent just 4 minutes on it. Not a great deal of time. Let's take a look at the image before we applied those linear gradients. Quite a difference for such a quick and dirty edit. Of course, if we take a bit more time, you're likely to be amazed at the quality editing these masks allow. Now let me quickly take you through this example. I've applied all of the gradients and I've turned them off. Let's look at them turned on one at a time. Firstly, the top, which is nicely warmed up the top there. I'm going to miss the next one for a moment. Linear base, just to give a little bit of darkening on the base of the image. Generally a good idea most of the time. There's the gradient right and the gradient left. If I mouse over the linear top, you can see how much of the image I've adjusted using that mask. We can apply a mask over a mask. So when I turn this one on and I mouse over, you can see I've just made a narrow strip at the top to add that little bit of extra darkening.